The Dollmaker's Secret Chapter 3. Whispers in the night. The next morning dawned gray and heavy. Clouds hung low over the town, and the streets outside were still slick with yesterday's storm. Eliza sat at the breakfast table, her hands wrapped around a cup of weak tea, her eyes heavy from the strange dream. Her father folded his newspaper and stood. "I'll be late tonight," he muttered, not looking at either Eliza or her mother. "Factory needs men for the extra shift." Her mother only nodded, still bent over the mending in her lap. "There's bread in the pantry if you're hungry, Eliza. Don't wait for me to fix supper." "Yes, Mama," Eliza said softly. No one noticed the doll sitting neatly on the chair beside her. Amara's porcelain face caught the light from the window, her emerald eyes gleaming as though she were quietly listening to every word. When her father left and her mother retreated to her sewing, Eliza tucked the doll beneath her arm and slipped outside. The air was cool and damp, the cobblestones shining in the morning light. She walked slowly, clutching Amara close, half expecting the doll to speak again. But Amara remained still and silent, her locket resting cool against Eliza's hand. At school, the other children noticed. "Look at her," one girl snickered, pointing at Eliza's desk where Amara sat propped against her books. "Brings a baby toy to class." Eliza's cheeks burned, but she said nothing. She focused on her slate, writing carefully, while Amara watched the classroom with those unblinking green eyes. At recess, the girls surrounded her. "Where did you get it?" asked one, her nose wrinkled. "From the creepy shop on Hollow Street?" Eliza hugged the doll tighter. "She's not creepy. Her name is Amara." The girls laughed. "She named it." A hand darted out and snatched at Amara's arm. "Let me see." "No," Eliza cried, yanking the doll back. The sudden fierceness in her voice startled them. For a moment, even the ringleader hesitated, her smirk fading. Then she sniffed and turned away. "Come on, she's mad." The girls left, their laughter trailing behind them. Eliza sat alone on the bench, holding Amara close. And though the doll's lips did not move, Eliza swore she heard it soft, faint, almost like the sigh of the wind. "They'll never understand you like I do." A chill prickled down her spine. That night, Eliza set Amara in her usual place beside the bed. The house was quiet, save for the muffled tick of the hall clock and the occasional creak of wood in the rafters. Sleep tugged at her eyes, but just as she drifted, she heard it again. "Eliza." Her eyes snapped open. The room was dark, but the locket glowed faintly, its golden light pulsing like a heartbeat. "Amara?" she whispered. "Yes," the voice replied, soft and sure. Eliza sat up, pulling the blanket around her shoulders. "Why are you talking to me?" "Dolls don't talk." "I'm not just a doll," came the answer. "I'm your friend." Eliza's chest ached at the word. She swallowed hard. "But how?" "Because you needed me." The warmth in the voice soothed her. Slowly, she began to relax, her fear easing. She told Amara about school, about the girls who laughed at her, about the long evenings when her parents barely spoke to her. The doll listened silently, only sometimes answering with quiet comfort. "You're not alone. You're stronger than they know." "You have me." At last, exhausted, Eliza lay back down. Her eyes fluttered shut, and she slipped into dreams. This time the dream was different. She stood in a narrow street, Hollow Street, but not as she knew it. The cobblestones gleamed with frost, the air sharp and cold. Lamps flickered weakly, casting long shadows. And everywhere, dolls sat on the steps and windowsills, their faces turned toward her. At the far end of the street, a figure stood in the fog. A girl with dark hair, green eyes, and a golden locket. "Amara?" Eliza whispered. The girl raised her hand in greeting, but as Eliza stepped closer, the fog thickened. Behind her, the dolls began to stir. Their painted hands twitched. Their glass eyes blinked. Their tiny mouths opened, and from them rose a low murmur. dozens of whispers weaving together into a chorus. Eliza, Eliza, Eliza. She clapped her hands over her ears, but the sound grew louder. The dolls were moving now, climbing down from window sills, stepping off stoops, their stiff porcelain legs creaking as they shuffled toward her. The girl at the end of the street only smiled. Eliza screamed and sat bolt upright in bed. Her room was dark, her heart racing. The dolls were gone. It had been a dream. Only Amara sat by her pillow, her head tilted slightly as though she had been listening the whole time, and her locket glowed brighter than ever, pulsing like a living thing. The next morning, Eliza felt weak from lack of sleep. She pushed porridge around her bowl while her mother muttered about mending and her father about work. Neither noticed the dark circles under her eyes. Only Amara seemed to notice. And as Eliza glanced down, she could have sworn the doll had shifted ever so slightly closer to her hand.